Hello students, today's topic is about zoogeographical regions, climatic and faunal peculiarities. That is, what are the different animals that are present in different regions. So, what is this zoogeographical region is all about? Now, it is nothing but it is based on the distribution of different animals that are specific to that region itself and which are not found in different other places. So, that is called regions or realms. So, today we will be talking about this climatic and different faunal. Faunal is the different animals that are present to different regions. So, as we all know that the earth was divided into Laurasia and Gondwana, and then it went on to separate to what is the present situation over there. So, depending on that different separation of these countries or the continents, this zoogeography is based on that separation and its peculiarities. So, what is this zoogeography is all about? It is a branch of biogeography that is concerned with the geographical distribution, that is the present and the past species which were present in those different continents. It is a study of distribution of animals and plants on our planet which occur in different regions of the world in a distinct pattern. Zoogeography attempts to understand the complexities as well as the simplicity in the distribution of animals in the light of evolutionary and environmental influences. So, on the basis of the presence and absence of several organisms, the earth can be divided into some regions, and these regions are called realms, R-E-A-L-M-S, that is realms. Several scientists proposed several schemes of realms. In 1857, it was Sclater who divided the geographical areas of the earth into 6 parts on the basis of distribution of birds. So, he just divided this on the basis of birds and not animals. So, it was divided again into Nearctic, Neotropical, Ethiopian, Palearctic, Indo-Malayan and Australian. So, this India and other Malayan archipelago was called as Indo-Malayan. But then Alfred Russel Wallace in 1876, that is almost 18 to 19 years later, published a paper on zoogeographical realms in which he retained the 6 area concept of Sclater, but included in a study all the terrestrial vertebrates and invertebrates. So, the only one change he made was the renaming of Indo-Malayan region to Sclater, that is Oriental region. So, that is he changed the Indo-Malayan, that is India and Malayan archipelagos to Oriental regions. So, this is how the regions were divided, that is Palearctic. So, what do you mean by this Palearctic over there? That is the old world, Palearctic, old world, Arctic region towards. Then Nearctic, New Arctic region, that is the North America, Nearctic. Neotropical, that is new tropical continent, that is the Neotropical. Ethiopian, that is African. The Oriental and the other Malayan groups called the Oriental, India and other Malayan groups, and then Australia and New Zealand. So, this was divided into 6 different regions or realms. So, 6 principal zoogeographical realms and their subdivisions given by Wallace are, so each region is divided into subregions. So, we will be talking about this in the coming slides. So, what is that? Now, we will talk about Palearctic realm. So, the character of this Palearctic is this is the largest of the 6 regions covering an area of 14 million square miles. So, you can see the whole Palearctic region, so that big the Palearctic region. So, it is almost 14 million square miles. So, this includes the Europe, the North Africa, much of the Middle East, most of the Asia and the Manchurian subregions. So, what is this Manchurian subregion? Now, it is presently in the China country. So, European, that is the first one. So, this place is the European place, then the Mediterranean, that is a little bit of South Africa that is present over there, the North Africa that is present, and then Siberian region over there, and the Manchurian region, which is now presently with China. So, these are the Palearctic region. What is the climatic condition of this particular region? Extreme cold of Siberia and extreme hot of Sahara desert are the characteristic climate of this region. So, ecological conditions over here are you find deciduous forest, large grasslands, coniferous forest and the mixed forest. Then you have even tundra area is also present in this particular region. So, this is the tundra area over there, and the coniferous forest mostly you find where the climatic conditions very cold and the trees are competing with each other, so that it grows as tall as possible, so that it can get enough sunlight for them to grow. This region possesses 135 families of terrestrial vertebrates. Among these 10 amphibians, 24 reptiles, 68 birds and 33 mammalian species are present. So, the characteristics of the vertebrate fauna over here are, when you are talking about fishes, you find carp, salmon, pike, sticklebacks, which are common freshwater in this region. When you are coming to amphibians, European salamander, Proteus, Hynobius, Bombinator, Alatus and Diodocus etc. are present over there, and under reptiles you find sand boa. Sand boa usually how do you differentiate them? You cannot differentiate the head and the tail part of it, so that is called as a sand boa. If you can see in the picture, you can clearly see, you will not easily find out which is a tail region or which is a head region. And under lizard you have Trigonophis and alligators. Under aves you have Arctic terns, pheasants, finches, warblers, geese etc. And under mammals you have porcupines, dog, wild ass, European bison, polar bear, deer, Siberian tiger etc. So, Siberian tiger is very much endemic to this particular region. Other important forms of this regions, if you want to know a little bit more, is under reptiles you have Testudor, Trionyx, geckos, chameleons, varanus, typhlops. Under birds you have grebes, loons, hawks, herons, storks, cygnus, Ciconia ardiae, ducks, cuckoos, kingfishers, swifts, woodpeckers, swallows etc. Under mammals you have Erinaceus, that is the hedgehog, Thalpa europaea, shrew, pandas, horses, pigs, cattle, squirrels, rats, macaques, equus caballus and canis. So, these Palearctic reptiles are related to African and Oriental forms, while Palearctic birds and mammals are related to Nearctic. Now, if you are talking about this Palearctic reptiles related to African and Oriental, if you remember, when the earth was together, if you remember the Laurasia and the Gondwana, they were a little bit related over there. So, reptiles are related with the African and the Oriental forms, whereas the birds are related to the Nearctic, because Nearctic and Palearctic were together in the Laurasian region. So, coming to Nearctic realm characteristic, most of North America, Greenlands, latitudinal biome diversity similar to Palearctic, polar ice that is to the north and subtropical to the south. This region is also known as headquarters of Urodels. So, most of the amphibians you find in this particular region, that is the headquarters of Urodels. What are the subregions over here? So, you find the California subregion, the Rocky mountain regions, the Allegheny regions over there, and of course, the Canadian subregion. So, whole part of this is subdivided or subregions of the Nearctic realm. What is the climatic condition? Like Palearctic, this has extreme cold and hot climate. Ecological conditions are, the region presents a great variety like Greenland in the Arctic with thick ice, northern region that is a tundra being coniferous, grasslands in the middle region and eastern part of deciduous in nature of their forest. Western region has mountains. So, if you can see over there, all these are divided like the Arctic over there, the tundra region, the eastern regions over there and the western region, which is mostly mountainous region. The region fauna shows similarities to Palearctic, because again if you remember that they were together called as Laurasia, and Dr. Halprin thus included both of these region in whole Arctic region. Sometimes it is also called as whole Arctic, that is the Nearctic and the Palearctic regions. Though there are similarities of fauna between Nearctic and Palearctic, there are several exclusive forms pertaining to Nearctic region which is very rich. That is why they was divided separately. So, what is this faunal characters of Nearctic realm? Under fishes you have garpike, paddlefish, etc. Under amphibians you have salamanders like Amphiuma, Ambystoma. Under reptiles there are rich number of reptiles like masked turtle, trionyx, alligators, Ophiosaurus and colubrid vipers. Under aves you have pelicans, herons, hummingbirds, woodpeckers, mockingbirds, larks and sandpipers. Under mammals you have squirrels, moles, rabbits, beavers, cats, bats, deers, bear, weasel, opossum, porcupine and armadillo. Though you find some of the animals very common to different region, they are found because they were all together. Remember all this the regions were all together, that is Laurasia and Gondwana. So, some animals can be common and some are very endemic to this particular regions. Now, coming to neotropical, that is neotropical realm. Characteristic: extremely rich insect and bird population. This region includes South America, Central America, Mexico and West Indies, and this is one of the three main regions and is also called as Neogay, Pangaea, so Neogay. This is divided into 4 subregions, that is the Chilean subregions over there, the Brazilian subregion, the Mexican subregion, then you have the West Indies or the Antillean subregion. Climatic condition over there, climate is temperate with an Arctic edge. There are grasslands in the middle of the continent. Western part is arid with the mountains and coniferous forests. Ecological condition, in the Amazon valley there is a tropical rainforest. Temperate region consists of savanna grassland. Western part of South America is dry and has a desert like ecosystem. Argentina comprises mostly of the grassland over there. The neotropical and the Nearctic region are separated for long period, giving opportunity for the independent evolutionary centers, and is the important mountain range in this region, which is the longest mountain range over there, so, starting from the north of the South America till the south of the South America. So, this is very important in the neotropical region over there. So, there is a great wealth of peculiar and special types of fauna. Apes are absent and monkeys are very peculiar, known as the New World monkey or Platyrini. Platyrini, if you can see the picture over there, this monkey's nose is very flat. Platy is flat, rini is note. So, the flat noses mostly you find in this particular area. These are species of carnivores which are very peculiar. Ungulates are quite remarkable. Deer, pig, camel, antelope, sheep, goats and cattle represent them. And out of the total 155 families of the terrestrial vertebrate, 39 are confined to this region. Neotropical birds are quite extensive and many of them belong to families exclusive to South American continent. So, you can see the bat over there, which is very peculiar to this particular region. This is also sometimes called as vampire bats. Faunal characteristics of neotropical realm: fishes, Lepidosiren, do not forget the lungfish over there, the Lepidosiren. Lepidosteus or the garpike. Under amphibians you have anurans like pipa, hyla, bufo, rana, etc. Caecilians like Siphonophis, Rhinotrima, Urodels and Urodels are little bit few of them, and reptiles, crocodiles, alligator, mini turtles and tortoise. Important lizards are Helodermidae, which is poison lizard. Coral snakes, if you can see the picture over there, the coral snake, the shining part of the skin over there, so the name coral snake, and typhlops are present. Under aves you have Rhea americana, that is the 3-toed ostrich. Tinamous, which is also a flightless bird which is endemic to this particular region. Ducks, pigeon, parrot, swifts, woodpecker, kingfisher, starks and vultures are present. Mammals, New World monkey, armadillos, anteaters, common opossums, vampire bat, giant anteaters, tapirs, llama vicuna, llama guanico, jaguars, South American fur seals, guinea pigs, bradypus, tridactylus, that is a 3-toed sloth are present in this particular region, and these are the few to name. Now, coming to Ethiopian realm, that is we are talking about the African populations over there, that is the characteristics is this, sometimes called as African or Afrotropical realm, and in this realm African Sahara Desert, southern part of Arabia, Madagascar islands are included. This region shows extensive desert on the north side, which is also called as a Sahara Desert. If you can see over there, they are most of the Sahara Desert over there. And this region is on the western side, you have the thick forest which is present, and the rest of the Africa shows green land. Subregions include East African subregions, that is almost the Sahara regions over there, the Sahara Desert, the West African subregions, the South African subregion, and the Malagasy subregions are present over there. The climatic conditions of the Ethiopian realm rise between the tropics. The region contains thick, dense forest, high mountains, grassy plains, and big rivers. It has 3 different climatic zones, such as the tropical zone, subtropical zone, and the temperate zone, because if you remember, they are on the tropical region. East African subregion has high temperatures and desert conditions over there, East African on the side. This consists of tropical Africa and tropical Arabia, and of course, the Sahara Desert. West African subregions are thick with heavy rainfall, and it also has thick forest and of course, heavy rainfall over there. The ecological condition, almost all sides of this region are surrounded by sea except on the northern side, which is the Sahara Desert. If you can see, the Sahara Desert is the largest desert in the world and act as a barrier between the Palearctic and the Ethiopian region. So, that is why they have their own endemic species over there. The northern and the southern parts of the region are transformed into desert. Sahara forms the greatest barrier, being the largest in the world. The fauna of this region is one of the most varied and rich type. There are 161 terrestrial vertebrate, out of which 12 families are exclusive to this region. It ranks second after Neotropical region in having a great number of unique families of fauna. The Ethiopian region resembles both Neotropical and Oriental regions in fish and reptilian fauna. So, remember again the Laurasia and the Gondwana regions where they were all united together. Faunal characteristics of Ethiopian reem fishes: African lungfish, again an important lungfish over there, that is a Protopterus; tuna, catfishes, electrical eels. Under amphibians, you have Rhacophorus, Hyla, Microhyla, Xenopus, and many Sicilians, which are very abundant. Under reptiles, you have crocodiles, chelones, chameleon, lizards like Monotrophes, black girdled lizard, agama, etc. Snakes like Litorhynchus, large-eyed green tree snakes, and you also have the black mamba, which is very highly venomous snake, gaboon vipers, Egyptian cobra, spitting cobra, carpet viper, African rock python, African blind snake, etc. So, these are a lot of reptiles and of course, lot of snakes present in them. Under aves, you have ostrich, hornbills, herons, pigeons, parrot, cuckoos, storks, finches, etc. And under mammals, you have hyena, flying lemur, western gorilla, and eastern gorilla, that is a gorilla berengei, and both species of the chimpanzees, that is Pan troglodytes and Pan paniscus, horses, elephant, tiger, lion, leopard, camel, pig, donkey, etc. The mammals of Ethiopian regions have shown resemblance with the mammalian fauna of the Palearctic region and the Oriental region, indicating that at one time these regions were united together. The freshwater fishes, birds and mammals show good similarities to the Oriental region because they were all together. The two regions share many families of vertebrates. However, there are certain fishes and mammals that are endemic to Africa and not found outside any other world. The fauna is much diversified in the tropical regions. So, these are a few mammals of the Africa you can find. The moment you can see the picture, you will definitely say that yeah, this animals belongs to Africa, because no one can forget the elephant with the long ears and the tuskers, and of course, the lions and the hippopotamus, the rhinoceros over there. Coming to Oriental realm, that is Oriental. The moment we think of Oriental, it is India and other Malayan archipelago. What is archipelago? It is a collection of small islands put together is called an archipelago. Characteristics of this region: this region includes subcontinental, including that is the Indian subcontinental, and of course, the Sri Lanka, which is also called as Ceylon, the Burma, the Philippines, the Taiwan, and a little bit of southern China, which is also the, and also it also includes the southern regions of the Himalayas. On the west it has Arabian Sea, and to the southeast a true physical boundary is absent. The southern Indian subcontinent is provided with eastern and western Ghats, if you remember the eastern and the western Ghats over there, with accompanying thick forest and various forms of vertebrates. The realm is provided with rich flora and fauna showing different biodiversity hotspots. What is hotspots? You find most of the endemic animals present over there, which is also called as a hotspot. The sub-regions of Oriental region includes the India over there, the Ceylon or Sri Lanka, the Indo-China place, and Indo-Malayan regions over there, which is including the Philippines over there. So, all these regions put together is the Oriental region. What is the climatic condition over there? The northern part of India is temperate, containing grassy plains with scattered trees or bushes. Eastern part includes Burma, Indochina, Northeast Asia are rainforest. Western peninsula part is desert, and southern portion of Indian subcontinent has tropical rainforest. Similarly, Sri Lanka, Indochina and Malaysia contains thick forest. The ecological conditions of here, the eastern part contains dense rainforest, western part possesses desert, and other parts are having moderate forests. The Oriental fauna shows considerable similarities to the Ethiopian rather than the Palearctic region. Now, remember, because India was again connected with Africa over there, South America, Africa, India and Australia and Antarctica over there, and that is the reason why they do not show similarities with the Palearctic region. Palearctic is the Laurasian region that was over there. So, they are Ethiopia, because the Palearctic region as the Indian and African subcontinents were united and the Indian and Asian continents were separate. The present arrangement is only due to the continental drift, which is something like this present in the present day life. The faunal characteristics of this Oriental realm: fishes, fish fauna of Oriental region resembles that of the Ethiopian region. Notopteridae, Signathus and the flying fishes, that is the Exocetus. The amphibians are Rana, Hyla, Rhacophorus, Bufo, Ichthyophis, red Sicilians, Gegenophis. Under reptiles you have Gavialis, gecko, chameleon, Varanus, the Indian monitor lizard, python, Typhlops, testudo, cobra, etc. And in this region, Xenopeltidae, that is the iridescent scales. If you can see in this picture over there, the snake which shows the rainbow colored snake, so that is called as iridescent or the shining scales. Europeltidae, that is the shield tail which forms exclusive. You can see in this picture of the Europeltidae, the shield tail. What do you mean by a shield tail? If you can see the tail part of this over there, it resembles like that of a shield which is protecting itself. So, that is why it is called as Europeltidae or the shield tailed form. Under A's you have 66 families of birds, honey guides, woodpecker, hornbill, peacock, etc. So, what is this honey guides? If you can see in the picture, this is a honey guide bird over there. What it means is they have a symbiotic relation between human and its population. That is, these birds show the humans where the honeycombs are present, and in turn the humans, they try to take the honeycomb, remove the honey and leave the wax for the birds to feed on. So, they have the symbiosis or understanding between the humans and the birds. So, that is why they are called as honey guides. Mammals, this region includes 30 mammalian families, that is the shrews, rabbit, canis, cat, hyena, sioux, equus, rhinoceros, great apes like orangutan, gibbon gorilla, chimpanzee, camel, etc. And this region, tree shrews, flying lemurs and Indian bisons are exclusive. Now, coming to Australian realm. So, this is the last one, that is the 6th realm over there, and this is one of the main regions called as Notogae or that is a Pangaea, if you remember. The Australian and the New Zealand have flora and fauna that are found nowhere else in the earth. So, that is the Australia and that is the New Zealand over there, and little bit of the New Guinea that are present over there. Australia is distinct because it has an island, it is a country, and it is smallest of the world's continent. and the Great Barrier Reef runs for more than 1600 miles off the continent northeastern shores, if you can see over here. So, that is the Great Barrier Reef, and the Coral Sea separates the Great Barrier Reef from the South Pacific. That is, if you can see, that is the Great Barrier Reef. The coral reef separates the Great Barrier Reef and the Pacific Ocean over there. What is the characteristics of there? This region includes Australia, that is this continent island over there, the New Guinea, the New Zealand over there, and of course the Tasmanian region, and a few smaller islands of the Malay archipelago. Rainforest, grasslands, eucalyptus forests are prominent ecological conditions of the Australian Reef. Partly tropical and partly south temperate, the Australian region is noted for its dominance of marsupials. So, marsupials you do not find anywhere else in the other regions. They are dominant and endemic to this particular region. The subregions of this Australian regions are the Australian subregion, the Austro-Malayan subregions, the Polynesia subregion, and of course, the New Zealand subregions over there. What is a climatic condition? Australia is relatively flat with low elevation, highlands, and an extensively dry interior, while New Zealand has high mountain and receives adequate rainfall. Now, because Australia is having a flat, it does not have any high mountain region, so they do not have good rainfall, but a little bit of dry interiors are present, but of course, New Zealand has high mountains and receives adequate rainfall. The tropical regions of Australia in the north of the country, including the equatorial and subtropical zones, have high temperature and high humidity and distinct wet and dry season. In the Australian tropics, the wet season called the monsoon season lasts for about 6 months between November to March. Both hot and temperate climate exists in this particular region. Biologists estimate that Australia has between 6 lakhs to 7 lakh species of plants and animals, and approximately 3/4 of living plants and mammalian species are endemic species found solely in Australia. If you can see in this picture, this is the wallaby, and that is the echidna, which is the egg laying mammal, and most of them are almost endemic to this particular Australian subregion. Why? Because Australia was completely separated from the other continents, and we can expect that the marsupials could have been establishing itself very well along with other different species present in them. And this region is separated from the main regions of the world since a long time, resulting in a peculiar fauna being evolved represented by higher mammals. A highly differentiated adaptive expansion of marsupial mammals has provided a remarkably balanced fauna to compensate for the absence of placental mammals. Now, this explains why marsupials could become more in this particular region, because there were other the placental animals which are absent made these marsupials to grow very well in this particular region. And the absence of more advanced mammals, that is the placental mammals, could have allowed birds also from New Guinea into a bizarre of bird fauna. Birds of paradise are very characteristics of this region, because a total of 58 families of birds live in this particular region. The faunal characters: fishes, Neoceratodus, again a lungfish, osteoglossids and gladiformes are other important fishes. Under amphibians, you have grounded frogs, Helioporus, green tree frog and leptodactyls. In New Guinea, it includes Xenorhinidae. Reptiles: Pygopodidae, black-headed python, tiger snake, leatherback turtles. And in New Zealand, they possess Rhynchocephalidae, comprising the lone survivor of Sphinodon, and others are Varanus, that is a monitor lizard, Trionyx, Testido, elegans, loggerhead, sea turtles, chameleons, calotus and vesicolors, etc. Aves: Apteryx, Mantle, that is a brown kiwi, Emu, Casuarius, Bennetti and Unappendiculatus. The other birds include pigeons, ducks, crane, crow, Passer domesticus. Under mammals, you have Monotremata, Ornithorhynchus and Echidna, and about 334 marsupial species occur in Australia, and these are kangaroos, wallabies, wombats, koalas, Tasmanian devils, opossum and gliders. So, these are all exclusive marsupial animals. You know what a marsupial is? They have a pouch wherein the young ones grow and they become adults. Until then, the mother is taking care of them in their pouches. So, these are some of the Asiatic fauna that you find in different regions over there. And in conclusion, what we have learned about the zoogeographical realm is biogeography is a study of animal and plant species distribution across different latitudes, elevation and geological time. It can be broadly studied through other branches such as zoology, botany, ecology, etc. And the study of biogeography began as early as 18th century and evolved majorly in the 19th and 20th centuries after the Origin of Species was published. So, we can use biogeography to protect habitats and minimize impact of global climatic change on important animal and plant species, because these animal and plant species are most important for the survival of human also, because we have a symbiosis between the plants and the animals, and it is our duty to safeguard them so that we can have a balanced ecological system on this earth. Otherwise, what will happen is you have this global warming and distribution goes for a haywire. So, that is all about zoogeographical realms. Thank you.